Hey, Wendy! Wendy! Bitch, don't you want to start making some real fucking money?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Midwest Scum. I was looking up a quote to find to intro the episode, and it was going to be really cool and totally relevant to everything that we discuss in the next hour or so, but I couldn't find it. So I am throwing it out and winging it. I hope you enjoy. If you're along for the ride, if you're a long-time listener, thank you for coming back. If you're the first time here, I'm Elliott. I'm here with my good friend Skyler, and we're gonna get into some discussions. We're gonna finally talk about the Mario movie, at least because I've seen it.
I haven't, but I don't care. It's a kid's movie.
I was gonna say, I know that you're like burning with jealousy deep inside because I got to watch the latest Illumination film from the makers of such golden hits like Minions and
Minions 2.
Minions 2 and Minions the prequel.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did do a prequel.
And yeah, I think so. And then I think they did. I don't know. I've only seen like bits and pieces of Despicable Me 1, and then I've seen memes from like Despicable Me 3 with the dude with the shitty like bowl cut, and he's like dancing around. And he looks stupid.
Oh yeah, I think
he's like the villain. You know what I mean?
I mean that was the guy in Despicable Me 1. I only know because I'm an avid Despicable Me fan. Huge.
Oh, was that the first movie?
Huge Gru enjoyer.
Okay.
Gru-maxxing is how I would describe my lifestyle after seeing that movie. Yeah. And it was only by chance. I mean, my first here we go going into the Illumination. We knew this was going to come up at some point. We've been putting this off. I mean, it's we talking about the Mario movie, but really it comes back to Illumination and the huge, culture-shifting event that was the release of Despicable Me 1 and the Minions.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I remember because I watched it in high school in a class I was taking. It was 3D animation. It was like the big thing in the 3D animation world at the time because it had all these new crazy I can't remember exactly. It was like how they rendered the movie and all the reflections and stuff. It was really huge. Like the Minions, how they have the goggles, like how that reflected was really big. And I remember my final for one semester in that class was I had to make a Minion in 3D, our 3D animation program, and I had to make them dance for extra credit. If we wanted extra credit, we had to make them dance. And it was like genuinely awful experience all around because I had to watch that movie like so many times because we had to make it from scratch basically. Like we had a template we could follow that the Illumination 3D modeling artist put out so people could make their own minions.
So shitty high school kids could be assigned to replicate some version of the Minions for their class.
Yeah, basically.
Impossible. Yeah.
They all ended up looking pretty much the same because nobody at a point you're supposed to oh yeah, you can give your Minion, you can give them really long hair or a funny mustache, but nobody did that. I don't think anybody animated them either.
That shit's a lot of work, dude. Like I downloaded Blender on my laptop a few years back, and I watched a couple tutorial videos to try to, because I thought maybe being an animator would be one of my future careers. So I dabbled in that for a couple weeks and messed around on Blender, and I was like, this is a lot of work. It's really difficult, and I kind of gave up on it. So you know, like everything else in my life. But
I mean, it really is tough. It's
beside the
hard. I just
It
like that's
is.
why
3D
it's
animation
like
is hard.
not one person makes one thing on a 3D model. Typically, it's usually a whole team of people doing different stuff. Like this team is gonna, or these people are gonna work on the hair and the hair physics and whatever, and this person is gonna focus on the textures. This person's gonna do the rigging of the skeleton. This person's going to make the skeleton.
Right. Yeah.
It's a huge collaborative effort, and I mean, even just making a
entire
3D model without doing any of the extra stuff is, you know, it's time consuming. If you're making
hard as
something
fuck.
legitimate, you know, that looks good, like, you know, those Overwatch porn animations that you see
those
everywhere.
dudes put in a lot of effort.
I mean, to be fair, they're ripping the models that Blizzard put out, because Blizzard, you can download the models for the characters if you want, but they do all the animation and rigging, I believe.
Yeah, because you can like import those models into like Source Filmmaker, and then use Source Filmmaker to just rig and do all the movements and stuff.
That's why
I fucked around with Source Filmmaker for 10 minutes as well. So
I always wanted to get really good with that, because some of the funniest shit I've ever seen has been made, like with TF2 or, you know, Half-Life stuff.
Yeah. I did make in my time with Source Filmmaker, I figured out how to place a camera, and then I had like I think it was just a soldier run up from TF2, and he like ran up to the camera and did like, I had him hold the shovel, and he like hit his head with the shovel and screamed, and like I recorded that, and then I was like, wow, I'm a filmmaker, dude. And then but that was it. That's the extent of my like Source Filmmaker fucking knowledge, and that was like a whole day of singular focus. You know,
Absolutely, it's tough.
Yeah.
I never really messed with it.
imagine.
I did a lot of Gmod,
Oh yeah,
but I mean that's
I did not.
apples to oranges. I mean, it's Source.
It's still like, I think they make everything in.
Where is it, Lua?
There's
I can't
the Source
remember.
engine, right?
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah,
but I had a lot of fun with
I
that.
don't know either. Yeah.
Anyway, Mario movie. Sorry, but whenever somebody
yeah,
mentions
yeah.
Minions
We went
or
off.
Despicable Me, I need to make sure people know just how important those films and that character are.
Yeah. The groundbreaking fucking... I remember seeing one movie when 3D animation was huge, like around that same time. I forget what it was, but it was some movie with like some animal that had a bunch of fur, and they showed like maybe it was from Up, maybe it was behind the scenes of the Disney movie Up, and they showed the dog that could like speak, and they showed like the base polygons of his fur, and then they showed like the final result of him being all like actually like fluffy looking or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck? It was insane. But yeah, I've it's not like I can say, oh, it revolutionized the way that we do 3D animation, but I don't know anything about 3D animating, so I can't say that for sure.
I just remember my teacher was really excited about it and what it meant for 3D animation, but then again, he was also later fired because he was like sexually discriminated against some lesbian chick or something. I don't know.
Oh no. That figures.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You just don't know who's going to be like that. He was a good teacher. Kind of a dick.
Yeah. Was he the same teacher who was... He was a para for PE.
Yeah, he was like a coach.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah, okay.
He was a coach.
Maybe it was that same guy.
And he also taught some other classes in the tech department, but...
Yeah. We call was it the guy we called Leonidas? Because he had the whole like Spartan beard.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was.
Like
yes.
Jacked. Was it that dude?
Yes, it was him.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
That's too bad. Damn. He was pretty cool. He was like when he was like student teaching or doing the last however many hours you need to like TA to get your teaching degree, but he did it for like PE, and it was like my freshman PE class that we had him, and it was like silly. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, being a PE teacher would probably be a dream job, because you get paid the same amount as like
real.
the AP chemistry and AP teachers. But
Oh,
all you do is
hell
like
yeah.
play dodgeball all day or lift weights.
Like occasionally, like 1 month out of the year, you have to take all the dudes into one class and talk about sexual health and whatnot. But like, you know, that's 1 month. And then after that, yeah, you're like,
Oh my god, I remember
the
doing
gym.
that, and yeah, I remember it specifically because I had this retarded kid in my class, and like he was like super. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call an actual disabled person that, but he was like
that makes
he
it
was, like,
worse. I thought you just meant like just a stupid fucking kid. I
No,
was like, maybe I was in the class.
no, he was genuinely disabled and like very developmentally disabled. And I remember he'd like, I don't know, must watch, I forget what movie it's from, but like he would just blurt out hot cross buns in the fucking middle of class while we were talking about, you know, vaginas and shit. And everybody, and we would like derail the whole entire class for like 5 or 10 minutes. Like, and he would just keep doing it because everybody was laughing.
So he just like randomly throw out those random fucking comments, or you know, one of those kids that would do the random just meow in class or whatever. Fuck those guys.
I mean, he had a genuine mental
Like-
disability though, so it was like,
Oh, okay.
you know.
No, I'm sorry. Well, then I don't fuck him. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. But fuck him. for
Yeah,
being a
yeah.
random
How dare you
weirdo.
disrupt? Well, you know, I was trying to learn about STDs and other like the heart, because yeah, you would get taken into the classroom and do boring shit that no one gave a shit about. Like, I just want to lift weights.
Yeah.
I want to run on the
Like,
treadmill.
Yeah, I want to do the rollerblade unit so I can show off my rollerblading skills. Everybody, we did have that rollerblading unit
Yeah.
in like freshman PE or whatever, and I fucking rocked at it. I ruled because like I grew up playing like street hockey with my brothers, so I've been, you know, I've known how to rollerblade since I was like fucking 6. So I'm, you know, a master at it. But it's like, you know, being a master at rollerblading, kind of gay, you know? Kind of gay. And that's... people made sure I knew in that class that, you know, because I was performing so well on rollerblades, they were like, yeah, you're gay, dude. And I'm like, oh, alright.
Yeah,
Guess I'm
kids are
gay.
cruel.
Yeah, you know. You can't be good at something without getting... Yeah, like, there's no such thing as, like, having an achievement without getting knocked down a few pegs while in a crazy social environment like high school, I think. Anyway, Mario movie,
yeah. Back to
the Mario movie was
yeah,
pretty
circle
good.
back.
Yeah, I liked it. It was silly and full of Mario nostalgia, and Princess Peach is just the #1 girl boss of all time, and Mario was kind of not even necessary. Like, there's one point in the movie that they're going to do whatever mission, and everybody in the Mushroom Kingdom's all gathered around Mario and Princess Peach, and they're like, oh, you know, where are you going, blah, 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 and she was like, we're gonna go do this, and they're all cheering, and then somebody asked, like, who Mario is, and she's like, he's not important, and they all cheer, and then, like, she never clears it up at the end. They just, like, they all just pretty much think that Princess Peach did everything in that entire movie, because she just, like, shot him down at the beginning of it, and I was like, oh, that was mean. She was kind of a bitch.
So why even have him
fucking
talk?
time,
Why
dude.
even make this silent protagonist speak? Why give him a voice? She should have
Like-
just been like, you're a man, don't talk. And then he's just silent the rest of the movie. He just doesn't say
Yeah,
a
I
word
mean-
because he simps so hard for Peach. He wants some of that, you know. He wants that cake that she promised back in Mario 64. I know this isn't in the canon. This movie is its own whatever weird canon that it kind of pulls from Mario lore.
It exists in the Mario world, but it's also like a Mario origin story too. So it's, you know, it's that weird in between of like, yeah, all the Yoshis exist, but there isn't time for him to build up a bond with Yoshi. So we're just gonna show like a group of Yoshis running in the background of this scene as we're traveling, and it's like, hey, Yoshi's World exists, guys. We'll make a movie about it in the future.
Oh, they will. Yes, they will.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will, because I gave them money opening weekend.
So
them.
did they set up like a sequel? Was there like a thing like at the end of the credits and it was like, oh, that's definitely Rosalina or something like that, or Pauline?
No, I don't think so. They didn't. They left it in a way that it's like I don't want to end. I don't want to spoil the ending because it's absolutely fucking hilarious for me. But it's probably not, like, super funny for normal people, but, like, anybody on the internet, it probably, enjoy. So I'm not gonna say, whatever. But they don't have, like, the super obvious sequel tie-in setup like a lot of movies do, where they, like, have that last scene and it just zooms in on whoever the next villain's eyes are, and there's, like, a sinister laugh or whatever. So, some stupid Star Wars bullshit like that. They don't do that, so it's
that's good.
all
At least leave it
encompassed
open to
within,
interpretation. They could do whatever next
Yeah.
now. If they want to go the Mario Galaxy route, that would be cool.
They
If they
totally
wanted to do like
could,
Mario
yeah.
Sunshine and have him go to whatever, introduce Bowser Jr. if he wasn't in the movie. I assume he wasn't.
Yeah, Bowser Jr. wasn't in it, no. Bowser was Jack Black, fantastic, actually. Really good performance. Bowser's just like a straight up incel. It's kind of hilarious.
That Peaches song is pretty good.
Yes, have you seen?
Yeah,
okay,
I've seen
you watched
that.
that part? That shit is hilarious, dude. That shit was so good. It's like, how do you hire Jack Black for anything and not have him like
Do a song.
sing a song? Yeah.
That's good. I figured he would be. How was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong? How'd that work out?
It was fun. It was pretty good. I thought he was kind of a dick, but I think that's the point, is that the Donkey Kong isn't like an old man. He's still a young, he's a young Kong.
A young buck,
out on
probably
the-
Donkey Kong Country era, and not the,
Yeah.
hardened, grizzled Donkey Kong 64. Donkey Kong.
Punished Donkey Kong.
Tropical
yeah.
freeze Donkey Kong.
Yeah, when he goes into a coma and then wakes up in a Cyprus hospital and has to crawl out with his alter ego.
D has come
Yeah,
to.
they didn't get to that. D has come.
I said D. D.
Oh. Yeah, it was good. Seth Rogen was good. Fucking Cranky Kong just pissed me off the whole time. Like, he was so fucking annoying, but like, that's his job.
Yeah,
right?
the old man
Cranky
Kong.
is to be cranky. Yeah, but he always had some fucking quip when they finally introduced him into the movie, and he just always had something to say, even in the middle of like all the Mario Kart shit going on, and he still has his like 2 cents fucking bullshit that he has to chime in. It's like, shut up, dude. Yeah, shut up.
I'm here for Mario.
Yeah, I'm here for Mario. I don't give a shit about all the Donkey Kongs. There was a Diddy Kong throwaway line that, like, because they start out, they do kind of like a Super Smash Brothers 1v1 thing with Mario and Donkey Kong, and then, like, everybody's cheering in the stands, and then Cranky Kong, like, calls out Diddy Kong, and then it was like, all they showed of Diddy, and I was like, okay, that's cool, that's alright. I don't know. It was enjoyable. It was fun, but I was also intoxicated, if that's the right word to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I was like fucking barbecued out of my mind in the middle of a child's movie in the movie theater, but I was. So it was fun.
That brings me to my other question. How, like, did you go when it was full of, like, a bunch of adults obviously going to see the Mario movie?
No. No, I didn't. It was, like, Saturday night, and there was, like, a ton of kids just, like, running around, and there was, it was really funny that there was, like, there was some kids, like, a couple seats over from me, and you know how I talk during movies. But then, like, also the kids would say things, and they were just, it was hilarious. It was like going back in time 20 years when I would talk during movies. And I talk during movies, if you guys didn't know that, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
I do not care. It's a spectacle. It's an enjoyment.
It's great. It's great.
If you're gonna sit and just watch a movie in silence, that's boring.
Especially
as fuck,
scary
dude,
movies.
Oh my god. Fuck scary. It's fuck scary movies.
It's great. Yeah. It really adds a different like layer, another element to the experience.
Yeah. We'll I don't know, eventually we'll have like watch along parties that will film us just watching a scary movie or something. I don't know. What the fuck? Like
It has to be like in
sidetrack
the
us.
public domain if you're going to stream it.
Oh yeah, I'll have to watch like a
Unless you do it like on your own website and it doesn't make any money or anything. Yeah.
and we have to make our own scary movie and then watch it. I don't know how's that gonna work? It won't be scary anymore if I make it. If I know that the monsters are just like a bunch of, cornflakes painted over with fucking rubber cement or whatever, how they do prosthetics. If I know what the secret is, I can't be spooked by it.
No, you
So
can't.
how are we gonna do this? We'll figure it out. We'll have more fun, crazy content. We were talking last episode. I'm gonna start making mugs. You mentioned you're gonna start doing digital art. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. I decided to upgrade from GIMP, and I got the Photoshop free trial, which they give you a 7-day free trial that they make you enter your credit.
Week.
Yeah, whole week to try out this very, very. There's a lot to this program. I mean, there is with GIMP too.
Steep ass learning curve.
But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to learn half or even a quarter of what there is you could do with it in a week. So to me, who has barely only dipped his toes into the photo editing manipulation thing, it was a very jumping into the deep end of a pool. So I've been messing with it for a week, and then I forgot that you have to cancel it, and I got a notice the other day, $20 to get me Photoshop and whatever else that came with the Photoshop suite. But the thing with Adobe is you are locked into a year-long contract, or there is a cancellation fee.
What the fuck? How much is the cancellation fee?
I don't know. I'm too afraid to click that button because I have a feeling it's going to be like you're going to pay for the rest of the year up front.
God damn, dude. That's fucking bullshit business practice. What the fuck, Adobe?
I mean, they tell you. It's not like it didn't have big signs saying, "Hey, you're locked into this contract for a year." Where there's you can pay. I think it's $20 if you do the contract. It's $30 a month if you don't. So it's an extra 10 if you want to be able to cancel anytime.
I see.
Yeah. So by that logic, it would be like
fucked up.
$120 to cancel, or the difference of how many months you've used it, maybe.
Man.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it. Whatever. $20 is not gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I'm financially stable enough that I just have to
good
learn
on
to
you.
get good with it. Make our thumbnails better.
Yeah.
Make some
Exactly.
really high quality shit. Maybe even finally make a actual. Instead of using Mr. Doot skeletal.
Yeah, make
some
an
text
actual
thrown over
logo
it.
for our show.
Maybe make a logo.
Yeah. Instead of the auto-generated one that fucking Anchor has in its own thing.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah,
This is literally where it came from. I just uploaded the skeletal picture. And,
that's great.
Whatever.
Deep lore, deep Midwest lore, Midwest scumbag lore.
The real dirty behind-the-scenes shit that we bring up every episode.
We do.
and,
The meta aspect of it is a part of the show at this point.
Yeah. I find it to be fun, and I am my main, target demographic, so is that a 10 out of 10? Are we hitting the mark? I think so.
I think, yeah,
I think so.
I do.
I was reading, because, like, Anchor switched all their shit to Spotify or whatever, and then there's, like, articles of, like, how to make your podcast reach as many people as possible, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, one of the things, it was, like, pick one topic and, like, focus on it, and you're not going to reach a big audience if you just have a general, not specific podcast. And I was like, well, none of our shit is specific. Like, there's that, it's whatever. So we're gonna be famous, and we're gonna do it
specific.
Doing the exact opposite of what they say makes you famous. We're gonna do it in spite of them. So yeah, got a target on your back, Spotify. Watch out, we're coming for you. Even though we use your stuff.
Didn't they also change it so, like, listens only count if you listen to, like, 80% of it or 90% of it, not if you just click on it?
Yeah, I think so. I think
that's
so,
probably
like,
been great for our metrics, I'm sure.
Yeah, the 4 or 5 people who, like, care about me as a person, so they want to support me so that I just don't kill myself. Like, they'll listen to the first 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't actually count. So, if you really don't want me to kill myself, tell your friends, tell your family about the show.
That really should have been the intro to this episode.
Really, yeah.
Just started, like, if you don't want us to fucking ritualistically kill ourselves, then listen
right off the bat. I have
listen for at least 30 minutes. I'm sure like a Spotify would see that. It's like, all right, that's good enough.
You would think, but whatever. We're branching out, but we're doing it with a budget of $0.
Literally
so,
zero.
like,
I mean, not including what we paid for the mics, which
right. So negative.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Something
count.
I would have bought
Adobe.
anyway.
Yeah. And then the Adobe expense that's now adding into it. So now we're,
But that's for personal use.
Even
that's
more
for
in
personal
the red.
use. I don't have to make these thumbnails. It's not like the top podcasts in the, right now. It's not like they make a different thumbnail for every single episode of their podcast. For YouTube, I understand. But that's what makes us different, is like we put like more effort than they do into just the podcast.
Exactly. You know how much effort Joe Rogan puts into making his thumbnails? Like, none. He just takes a picture of his guest. Come on. That's easy. That's too easy. Put some effort into it. Fucking Photoshop Stalin's head onto, like, Sonic's body, and then tell me that...
And that's funny. That's genuinely funny.
That's art.
Like, putting other people's heads onto stuff. That will never not be funny to me.
Yeah, that's always funny. It's just fucking golden formula for comedy is X head on Y body.
Yep.
Even funnier if it's like a female head on a male body.
Yeah, that's
hilarious.
That always gets a laugh.
Yeah, dude. Gets a laugh out of me. Or you Photoshop a beard onto a lady. That's funny. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I watched Mario. It was good. I watched Dungeons and Dragons. That was a pretty good movie too, dude.
Yeah.
I went into it like with very low expectations, because the trailers made it look fucking retarded.
They
like,
did. It looked pretty bad. It looked like trash. Straight to DVD type of shit.
Like absolute garbage. The trailers are shit. The movie itself actually really decent. Like, I was surprised at how good it was. So
I heard it has a lot of girl bossing in it.
There is a lot of girl bossing in it too. Yes, you can't really go to a movie theater without some kind of girl bossing shoved down your throat. So you just kind of have to accept it at this point. I'm all for it, ladies. You take over the male lead role, and we can just, like, chill and, I don't know, be homemakers or whatever for the next generation. Just flip all the gender roles.
Yeah, I'm down, even though I'm
cool,
a terrible
right?
housekeeper.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I mean, you
awful.
get good at it. I think the secret to getting good at housekeeping is getting one of those like really frilly aprons. You know what I mean? With the lace around everything.
Like a French maid's outfit? Or just the apron?
Like a French maid's like apron.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to get the
or
whole
like
outfit,
I mean,
though.
if you have the whole outfit, that's bonus points. It makes you like it's like a a +1 to your housekeeping rolls, so to speak. Whoa.
I mean, I would wear it, yeah.
What was I saying?
If I was doing housework.
the furry the whole that SpongeBob episode that Squidward he quits the Krusty Krab and he just like crashes on SpongeBob's bed for months.
Yeah.
Why aren't you in uniform? And he puts on the French maid outfit, but it's just like the front of the outfit. He turns.
Always relevant, that SpongeBob.
God damn, dude. It's a golden fucking... I wrote this down a while ago, and I never organically brought it up on the podcast, but I saw a clip of, like, a new episode of SpongeBob, and it was super weird, dude. Like, you could tell the animation style changed, for sure. Let me find what I wrote down about it, because it was like really bouncy and weird, and like
after the
super
second
high
movie,
quality.
Oh, I think it started after the first movie. I know exactly what you're talking about because I've seen a few clips from it. It's I grew up with that show as a child, and now there is a generation behind us that has also grown up with that show because it's still running, it's still going.
Yeah.
So like Gen Z got a taste of it.
The first episode was like 1999.
Yeah,
dude.
it was.
It was crazy.
I love that show when I was like it's a core memory for me. It's one of the shows I would always like. Anytime I knew, I would memorize whenever it would be on. Like it would always be on at whatever. Like right after school, like 4 o'clock or something like that. It would always be on. I'd always have to watch it. Like,
Damn, had Nickelodeon. That's cool.
I did.
I didn't have Nickelodeon for a long time.
I didn't either. I mean, maybe not as long as you, but I lived in this very, very, very small rural town. When I from age 4 to 10. Or whatever. Oof. Around that time, and like for the longest time we just had basic cable and it was like 4 channels.
Yeah, it was like Fox and UPN and CBS, maybe CBS or ABC.
Yeah, whatever one would play Sesame Street.
Yeah, PBS.
PBS, yeah, public broadcasting. Yeah. And then we got a satellite, and that changed everything.
Damn, dude. Whole world opened up before your eyes.
It was amazing. It was like, what the fuck? I'd always heard about Cartoon Network, but to actually, like, see it?
Yeah, to actually see it. I remember when we got, like, satellite for the first time, and, like, pay-per-view was, like, a thing. I remember the first time that, like, I watched my stepdad buy some pay-per-view thing. I can't remember what it was. It was probably some fucking, like, wrestling thing. Maybe it was, like, a WrestleMania or something. It was a pay-per-view thing, and it was like, hey, you have to go in and select this, and then, like, put in your credit card number and, like, I don't know, pay like $25 to watch something live on TV.
Yeah.
I thought that was absolutely crazy. Or the NFL Sunday ticket or whatever. And it was like a whole extra thing that you paid for on top of paying for regular fucking cable or satellite or whatever. Why is television so fucking stupid, dude? I don't understand it. Like, how does it still exist in its current form? Why hasn't it been... I guess there's a lot of people older than us who all they know is television, right?
No, sure. I mean, it was a game changer when it, you know, much like many advancements in technology were. But, you know, they think the TV has been around since what, like the 40s, 50s?
Fuck, yeah, something like that. Maybe the late 30s. Even.
Yeah. At least
Old-
in like,
old
it
black
would have
and white
became
TV.
common in people to have like a TV in their home.
Yeah.
Rather than a,
probably
like a
around
radio,
the 50s.
like one of those big radios.
Yeah, where you'd sit around with your family and just listen to the radio as your evening entertainment. And then, you know, the dad sitting in his big recliner with a cigar, and the little boys playing with like a Richter set, or what are those things called? Richter? A Richter
what?
set? A Richter set? You know what I mean? The fucking like, they're like little metal sticks with holes in them, and then like you screw them all together and you can like make shit with them. It was like
yeah.
you know
I
what
was
mean?
thinking like Lincoln Logs would also be.
kind of like Lincoln Logs. Yeah, they'd probably be. That's probably more time appropriate. Maybe Richter sets are like just like extra nerdy shit. You know, they're like Legos, but like if Legos were even more autistic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're like instead of having pieces that all fit together, you have just like metal rods with holes, and you have to fucking figure out how they all fit together and stuff. I don't know. I never got one of those. I thought they were kind of cool. Maybe I would be an engineer now if I had got one of those as a Christmas gift instead of like Guitar Hero 2. But I don't know. I'm really good at Guitar Hero now, so maybe that's maybe that's a better skill to have.
Guitar. I wonder how many like potential like legitimate musicians' careers Guitar Hero killed, because like
Just
all the time that
absolutely
you put into playing Guitar Hero was time you could put into learning a real instrument.
That you Yeah.
I know it
All the
killed
time
mine
that you
for sure.
spend-
It did, because like I had a guitar and I was like, I'd rather play Guitar Hero. I'd rather get good
Yeah,
at
this
pressing
was, like,
5 buttons and
way simpler. Way simpler. Like I can fucking destroy Guitar Hero when I'm drunk. I can't play a real guitar even when I'm sober, you know? It's
yeah, that's basically what I
Maybe
do
it's
on
just
Saturdays.
plastic.
I get really wasted and I go down to the Chuck E. Cheese and play Guitar Hero 2.
hell yeah, dude. That's like the only reason that I go to the main event over here where I am, because you can get drunk and just take over the Guitar Hero machine, and all the 10-year-old kids running around like, I want to play Guitar Hero. Actually, they don't. They don't want to play it. Nobody wants to
And
play
you
Guitar
put like a
Hero
$50
anymore.
bill down on the Guitar Hero machine and like it's reserved.
Like, I've got this for the next like 5 hours.
I'm gonna be here a
kids. I'm
while,
sorry.
kid.
I
Get
am
out.
gonna play Paint It Black 17 times in a row until.
See, I like going to Chuck E. Cheese because I can tell them it's my kid's birthday, and I just pick out a random kid from the crowd. And I'm like, oh, yep,
Yeah.
that's my Johnny. It's his
You just-
10th, and you know, then I get some
just
shitty ass
point-
pizza, and the kid gets a birthday, even though it's probably not his birthday statistically.
Yeah, it was like, hey, this guy bought you a pizza and said he sent, like, it's like at a bar when you buy somebody a drink and they're like, hey, this is from this guy over here, but you're like buying a kid.
Oh
a
God,
pizza.
making it sound weird.
Because it's not weird to go to Chuck E. Cheese just to play the Guitar Hero.
Almost blackout
machine.
drunk on whiskey and pills.
Yeah. You ever I went to Chuck E. Cheese a handful of times when I was a kid. That's a good memory, dude. It really set me up to spend money at like Dave and Buster's and I guess casinos maybe.
Yeah,
never really
yeah,
been to a
that's
casino,
fair.
but-
That was back when Chucky
Yeah.
was like still a abomination, like a weird, like an
Yeah.
actual rat. Now he's like a fursona.
Oh, is it?
They changed his, you know, they updated it. It's all very not what I remember.
I see.
He also
I
has a
see.
Twitch account, apparently.
What?
Yeah. Like some dude
That's
like dresses
really
up as him
weird.
and plays. The only thing I've seen
the
is like a
fuck?
clip of like him playing Fall Guys. But it's
That's
like the
we-
mascot
that's super
wearing it.
weird. It's weird for me because in my brain, like the Chuck E. Cheese I went to, when I was a kid, I knew like 1,000% the person who walked around in the Chucky costume was a girl. Like 1,000%. It was a lady. And so in my brain, I was like, oh, okay, ladies are the ones who play Chucky. And then, you know, if he were to Twitch stream as Chucky, but it would be, in my brain, it would be a girl who's wearing the mascot outfit, who then is, I don't know, like VTubing with the mascot outfit on. You know, like you have it rigged, the camera rigged up to like the points on the mascot face of Chucky.
Okay.
And then, like, so you have to wear the mascot outfit while you're streaming.
Oh,
but, like,
okay.
But the webcam is picking up those points and is making you into a VTuber. But they don't. Yeah, like it's, you know, it's unnecessary to wear the mask. Like you could rig it to your regular face and have like a VTube version of Chuck E. Cheese, but then, you know, they didn't do it right, so you just have to wear the mask.
Like it's company policy, you have to wear the suit.
You have to wear the suit. Yeah. And then they have like voice changer because it's a girl. In my head, anybody who dresses up as Chuck E. Cheese is a girl. So just keep that in mind. If there's a listener out there who works at Chuck E. Cheese as the mascot and you're a dude, I'm sorry. You're a chick now. It's just the rules. That's just how it goes in my brain, in my reality. And if I say that it's true, if my reality is real to me, then it's real to you. And that is how
that's just called
the world
existing.
Works. You're a girl now, is what I'm saying.
All Chuckies are female.
All Chuckies are female. Yep. Even the animatronic Chucky is a female in the mascot outfit who has then been animatronicized. Is that a word?
No.
Oh fuck, dude, that's coined. I just coined that.
It's a new word. First time.
To make something into an animatronic, to animatronicize something. Yep. Holy shit. That's awesome. Okay.
I see the logic. It's like anthropomorphize, but you're
yeah, like anthropomorphize.
Animatronicizing it.
Yeah, isn't that what like Five Nights at Freddy's is all about? Is fucking, it's just Chuck E. Cheese, but like, what if Chuck E. Cheese was spooky?
Dude, I don't know. There's like 10-hour-long lore videos on Five Nights at Freddy's, and I don't know. I thought it was just a spooky game where you like, that's kind of it's an interesting concept. You know, you play as a security guard, and like all you have is, you know, a computer screen and security cameras, and you're like monitoring this place. But apparently, there's like some super deep lore that is just little tiny minor things that have been breadcrumbs sprinkled throughout the series, and I don't know. I've never watched any of them, but I think it's the Game Theorist or Matt Pat he's memed upon because he's done these deep dives into the whole the lore aspect of these, what is basically haunted animatronics in a Chuck E. Cheese establishment.
So there's like a bunch of lore. I do remember hearing something about like the reason that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 has the mechanic that like you can't like stop the spooky creatures from getting to you, but like you can put on the Freddy Fazbear hat and they think that you're like Freddy, so they don't freak out or whatever and kill you.
Yeah.
And that like there's a whole canon explanation for why the other machines can like recognize Freddy's face as a friendly cat. I don't know. That's all I know of, like the deep lore.
We could probably do a whole podcast episode on it. We probably do multiple. I assume if that one YouTuber can get multiple hour long videos of it, then
yeah.
But I don't care to. That's Zoomer shit, and I'm not about that.
It is. Yeah. Like I can't even get into Minecraft, and Minecraft is technically late millennial shit.
Yeah, it is. It's hard for me to get into as well. I can like where it is now. if I jump in and play now, I just have no idea like what the fuck's going on. Like I'll play with my younger brother. He's, you know, like 10 years younger than me. So the age difference isn't that huge, but like the skill gap in Minecraft, you know, abilities is huge, is very big.
Yeah, for sure.
And it always has been. Even when he was like, you know, 12, he would like completely just, we would start a world together and he would be getting diamond like almost immediately.
Damn.
He's a pro.
And you're like, wait.
And I'm like, I'm just done building my mud hut.
Yeah. I remember like when I tried to learn how to play Minecraft, and I like built a house on a beach out of glass, and I was like, this is cool, man. Like you can see everything. How cool is this house? But it was like actually just a piece of shit house and didn't do anything. And the only time I like sort of understood, had a grasp of like Minecraft crafting is Dragon Quest Builders.
Oh yeah.
I played that a little bit when it was on Game Pass. It might still be on Game Pass, but I canceled my Game Pass recently because I started it up and then like I downloaded Atomic Heart and was trying to play it, and then eventually like my Xbox like app on my computer just does not fucking launch anymore. It's just fucked. So I don't know what the fuck happened. Anyway, I was playing Dragon Quest Builders on PC Game Pass, and I got an understanding of the square, the cube building mindset, you know what I mean? But then like it's still, the characters were still anime and organic enough, organic in a the artistic sense,
right?
Of the
Not
word,
blocky
as opposed to
and
right,
different,
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, blocky and different. Yeah, that's the only piece of crafting that I understood Minecraft wise was Dragon Quest Builders for 2 minutes, and then I don't know, I made enough progress in it, but it was like there wasn't enough story to keep me engaged. But
yeah, it doesn't really get any better. I made it to the late game, like the last island. In that.
Damn.
And yeah, I played a lot of it. I have like 90 hours in it.
Holy shit.
Know,
okay.
It takes a long time. It takes forever. But I was so addicted to the gameplay loop because, you know, I do like Minecraft a lot. And that game was like perfect. It had what I wanted. It had that was missing from Minecraft. It had the whole, you know, Minecraft has the exploration with a cause, but like Dragon Quest Builders, they could compartmentalize that exploration into these quests and subquests and building up my base, doing these quests. That I really like that aspect of it, like unlocking stuff as I go. So I played a lot of it, and I could tell you that getting to that last area and having to defend that stupid bullshit fucking castle, because it's like you get this castle and you build it up, and then you reach a point where they just start sending waves of monsters at you randomly while you're still building it, and they can like tear down. It's awful. It's terrible. That whole last fight, it killed my interest. I was like, all right, I'm done. I've seen all I needed to see. And the story was pretty on the nose with the evil guy, the incarnation of evil guy who's your friend throughout the whole thing. I think of it, you know.
And he was a bad guy.
I don't know. I didn't get that far. It doesn't tell you. He's still kind of makes you think like, what the fuck? You say some really weird shit sometimes, dude.
And he has those red eyes.
Yes.
It's like you can't really trust him.
So I don't know. I never finished it, but I was just assuming that he was going to like turn out to be evil, and then he would like be a boss, and then he would eventually turn to good and, you know, help you defeat the evil dude or whatever. Because that's how Dragon Quest games usually are. At least the two I've played. There's usually like a big twist, and then the twist is immediately reverted, and everything goes back to nice and normal.
It's one of those things where it's like your friend turns out to be your rival and actually the big bad evil guy, and because you grew along with him during the story, he has a handful of skills that you also have, so it's like an equal challenge, you know? It's like the idea in video games that it's like all the boss fights are these giant monstrosities, maybe Souls-like, at least, that, all the bosses are these big, huge things that, like, you don't really have any connection to because you're just a small human boy, but then the final boss is usually something that's, like, your size, and you're like, oh, fuck, this is a person.
Right, whenever it's, like, a human, like, it's the Devil May Cry logic. Like, you fight these giant super beasts that are, beyond imagination, but the scariest thing is the human, the guy that you fight that's just, just a regular dude.
Yeah.
But yes, it does. It is that trope. It's like if you've ever played the Lego version of Star Wars Episode 3, you play that whole game, and the final boss, especially if you play it with a friend, the final boss, you fight each other.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think.
Or you have if somebody plays as Anakin, somebody plays as Obi-Wan, right?
Yep. That's it exactly.
Fun.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
really
cool. I think I played that with my brother too. Another game.
Those old co-op games were so cool. There was a Star Wars game that I played with my brother on the PS1 that was I can't remember the name of it now. And it was a very weird, obscure one because like it came out after episode 1, but before episode 2, I think. So it was like you could play as like young Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon or Plo Koon, which was cool, but he had the wrong colored lightsaber. And then you could play as like the like Twi'lek chick or whatever, and then I don't know, there's a handful of Jedi that you could play, and it was like co-op, and it was super cool, and I wish I could remember the name of it because it was fun as fuck.
That does sound really cool.
It was like Star Wars, it was like Battle Forces, Battle something, I don't know. The whole point was like you're Jedis and you're fighting the cis, like the CIS, the separatists.
Oh yeah,
something. They were called the cis, which is really funny in today's terms. Like the robot guys are the ones who are non-trans at all. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I thought that was funny.
They got sissy hypnoed.
Sissy hypnoed.
Turning all into femboy twinks. The pipeline from Star Wars to femdom twink is not as long as you might think. It's pretty short. It's pretty short.
That's true.
Transitional period.
That's right. You wake up, and I mean, one day it's Roger, the next day it's
Daddy.
That's right.
I don't know how we got
you're a
on this topic.
And you're shoving lightsaber style dildos in your ass for OnlyFans money.
Naturally. How else are you going to make money in today's world,
I don't know, dude. I've legitimately thought about like figuring out how to do anonymous like sex work because it's good money. Like it's decent money. If you can, and it's good like attention, it fills the dopamine, gives me a dopamine rush if somebody is like, "Oh, hey, I like the way that ass looks, bitch." And I'm like, "Oh, somebody's noticing me." Now,
I mean, statistically, male sex work is usually gay. You know that, right?
It's usually it's usually pretty gay, and that's what's held me off so far. Is that like I won't really be getting attention from women and be getting attention from gay dudes. So, like that doesn't really appeal to me. Like maybe in another year if I've had like absolutely nothing good happen to me for a year, then like maybe I'll be an OnlyFans twink. But
I would probably also get strung out on heroin if I was going to do that. I think that you just got to do they go hand in hand.
Usually.
Or meth. Maybe.
Typically, if if your life isn't going so great, you're probably also addicted to some kind of heavy drug.
Yeah,
Heavy damaging drug.
Heavy being not pot or alcohol.
Yeah. Which I am addicted to, and those things are innocuous. They're only good is the thing. Is, you know, marijuana is a miracle plant, and there are no downsides at all ever. There's no way you could convince me that it's bad in any way.
The same with alcohol. There's
that's a
absolutely no downsides to it.
There's no downsides.
And, you know, it's like, you know,
alcohol.
you can casually smoke weed, you can casually drink alcohol. I don't think there's anything casual about smoking meth. I don't think that's just like, oh, it's Saturday, I think I'm going to smoke a fat rock. Instead of like, man, it's been a hot day today, I'm going to have a cold beer. But no, it's like, I'm going to fucking like go into my bathroom and turn off the lights and
God damn
just
it.
light up some coal.
Like I've had it was a real rough day at the office, and you know, fucking Gwendolyn is on my case about those weekly budget reports. So I'm just gonna go smoke some meth to take the edge off.
And that's what we constitute as a hard drug.
Yeah.
Sure, marijuana and alcohol have the potential to be really super addictive, but they're not going to they can completely fuck up your life. But I think if you smoke meth, that's like an immediate road to fucking up your life. Whereas you can maybe look at before it gets to that point where it's so bad, you can like maybe be like, oh, I'm smoking a bit too much weed. Maybe I should slow down, or I'm drinking way too much. Maybe I should stop. With meth, it's like, I need to keep smoking meth because I like smoking meth.
Yeah, it becomes the like number one thing in your life. And you're like itching for it, man.
I mean, it's got to be good. I mean, like when you first start, it's got to be good because if you have your life together, you probably have money in your bank account and stuff. So it's like you can afford to be high all the time because it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I've got like $2,000 in my bank account. I can go buy, you know, throw down $100 on meth. What's that? I buy $200 worth of weed every month or every 2 weeks or whatever.
I mean, honestly,
what's $100 worth of meth?
Fuck.
But you'll smoke that $100 worth of meth in like 5 days to a
nights. Week. Yeah. And then, you know, you're sucking dick for your next fucking hit because like...
Because it's that addictive. It's like that addictive. That's why I've never like done it. Even if it was offered, I was like, no. Because I know I have an addictive personality. I know I would get hooked to meth.
Oh, straight up, dude. I know I have fucking terrible fucking beta addict tendencies, but like, you know. So if you can avoid the like really damaging shit and just stick with the stuff that like, you know, makes your sperm count drop or whatever. I've heard that about marijuana, that if you smoke a lot of weed, that like you are sterilizing yourself essentially. But they say that about like Mountain Dew and something else that fucks up your sperm, some kind of M&M coloring, right? One of the M&Ms.
What?
Right? One of the M&M colors like fucks up sperm count.
Really?
Yeah, I thought so.
Shit.
Or maybe
I love M&Ms.
Or maybe it's yeah. Or maybe it fucks up pregnancies. I forget what it is.
Well, who cares about that?
One of them has a yeah. Who gives a fuck about pregnant women? We're talking about men here
and our
their
sperm counts. They say smoking a fat cigar every single day ups your sperm count too. Like
really?
A really big fat one, like the nastier the better.
Wow. Like a dirty Winston Churchill, like that dude was just busting with sperm.
Yeah, he was. He was also like always drunk.
Yeah.
He like woke up and the first thing he'd have is like some brandy. And then just throughout the day, he would drink all day. He would just constantly, like hard liquor. He would drink hard liquor all day, then take a nap at noon, wake up at 2 and drink some more. while doing all of his fucking, ministerial
Smoking
duties.
fat cigars and
Have you ever heard him talk?
No, I haven't.
I'll show you some shit after this. He's literally just like always slurring, like, and it's like, oh my god, he just like he's like he's also a great public speaker too, just because his speeches were so profound and like evocative. Dude. But like you can't understand him at all unless you're like British and can understand drunk British. British English.
I need to listen. That was one of the things one of the pieces of like crazy sage advice that my grandpa passed on to me was like he said like Winston Churchill, one of the speeches he gave about World War II, or maybe it was at the end of whenever we won the war or whatever. And he said like in one of his speeches he just said, never ever, 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 ever give up. And it was like that, and that was it. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So that stuck with me. That's a crazy, weird piece of like advice that I heard from Winston Churchill through my grandfather at some point. And
it's good advice.
It's just stuck with me. It's been just like when I was like whatever age, 13, 14, whenever he told me, and my brain was like, oh, he said ever like 5 times, that's fucking stupid. And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, like those are all important. Never, ever, 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 ever give up. Even if you want to kill yourself because nobody's listening to your podcast, don't give up, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's good advice.
That's the...
Don't kill yourself because, people aren't listening to your podcast. Specifically. The one reason you shouldn't kill yourself is because nobody's listening to your podcast. That would be a really shitty suicide note. It's just like,
I know.
You just pull out some college ruled paper and just on the top line, no one listened to my shitty podcast, and that's what they find next to your corpse.
Oh my god. But then you don't even mention your podcast in the suicide note. So it's like even afterwards, people are like, they don't know what to look up to find your podcast to listen to it posthumously. That's dark. That's terrible. Shit. I'm not gonna kill myself until we're totally done with this podcast for like, 5 years, and then maybe. But
like realistically, maybe as a joke for the last episode, I do it live. Two would be like zombie apocalypse. I would, probably do it then. I don't think I would try to survive in that kind of world.
Yeah, see, I think I would try. I would make a good attempt at it, but I know that I'm not like fully equipped to survive in a zombie apocalypse situation.
It would depend on the zombie. It would depend on the type of zombie.
Yeah. Depends on the situation, and if it's like, if your first encounter with a zombie is like your mother having turned zombie and you're like, Mom, what's going on? You're not answering your phone for our daily conversation.
Oh god, that would absolutely kill me.
Yeah, and then she like turns around and her eyes are all red and she's like, tries to kill you.
Jesus.
Like, fuck, dude. How do you do that? That's how you find out about the zombie apocalypse is, the one person that you could rely and trust on your entire life has suddenly become a betrayer, Sort of like when the emperor was betrayed by his son Horus during the Horus heresy, and there were, an entire civil war during the Imperium of Man during the like the 31st millennium or something is when that goes down. Warhammer 30K was the...
I was wondering if it was going to come up.
It's not real. That's... I could probably release a whole episode of all the Warhammer knowledge that I've just been, like, accumulating over the last month or two.
I'm sure. That lore is deep, and it goes on for like decades old at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you talk Five Nights at Freddy's lore, fucking take that times like 1500, and then like that's, you know, the level of fucking Warhammer lore, and that's only like Warhammer 40k. That's not even Warhammer Fantasy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a whole other side of the coin that I can't, I don't know. I can't get into Warhammer Fantasy. I like it. It's cool as fuck, but 40k is way cooler, I think. The sci-fi element is just sick. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. That's my current obsession. Shout out to the Lorehammer podcast. I don't know if they're still making episodes, but I'm currently
sure they
listening
are.
to it. They probably are. They probably are. They're Canadian dudes, and there's a bunch of shit to talk about. So.
I mean, I don't think you could ever run out of content.
No. It's an entire, like, fucking community and shit. Like, for every, you know, if you, like, the entirety of, I don't know, like, anime memes is, like, that amount of, there are memes for anime, there are an equal amount of memes for the Warhammer universe. It's fucking nuts, dude. It's insane. So, eventually we'll have a whole thing. I'm going to drag you into it, and we're going to become a Warhammer podcast at some point. But, you know, until then, get my bearings on it, and I'm going to try to slip in. I'll slip in some Warhammer shit in every episode from now on. So, look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Warhammer arc.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, Imperium of Man. Forever, dude. I believe in the Emperor. If you don't believe in the Emperor, you're a dirty heretic or some Xeno scum. Fuck, maybe I'm Xeno scum the whole time. I don't have the tenacity, the strength, the fortitude to become a space marine, that I'm actually just a fucking orc the whole time.
They go through some shit, don't they? To become space marines.
Yeah, dude. They get like fucking extra hearts implanted and like crazy organs and shit. So like, and then they get like screwed into their power armor.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch the little cinematic, look up the cinematic for.
I have seen the cinematic of them getting
have
put
you seen
into
that?
Yes.
Yes.
How they suit up.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts, dude. And there's so much like crazy, like weird religious stuff behind it too. You know, like the Adeptus Mechanicus, and they have anyway. It's crazy. We can't get into it now because we've already gone over time for this episode.
Sponsors don't pay us for more than an hour.
No, they don't. This is a little extra treat just for them. Because, like, if you want to sponsor us, you fucking can. Get at us. What's the email? Is it midwest.scumbags@gmail.com?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. midwest.scumbags@gmail.com. Email us. Even if you just want to chat, fucking send us an email. Do it. I don't care.
If you have any criticisms of the show, we prefer it if you find us in public and shout your criticism, like get as close to us as you possibly can and shout your criticisms into our face.
Yes.
As loud as you
Please.
can. That's like, you can write us a email or whatever. We'll look at it and be like, okay, but it's not going to have the same effect as finding us, coming to our place of work or our home. Even better if you dox us and find out where we live and then come and like harass us about the podcast and your criticisms of it.
Do it. It's the only way it's going to sink into my head. Honestly, I have a really bad memory. Like I said, I smoke a lot of marijuana. My memory is shot, ladies and gentlemen. I do not remember too many things in this life, and I won't remember things unless they're written down or shouted at me by an angry fan. So, those are my learning styles. I learned that in high school. You remember that? Do you remember that part of high school where they were like, hey, we're gonna take this, like, gay little survey, and you're gonna learn how you learn best.
Oh, like if you're an auditory or a visual, or not auditory visual, and also like if you learn better just by reading Yeah, I remember that gay
and there's-
shit.
Yeah. That was pretty much mine. It was like you learn best from reading and listening to things. That was heavy auditory, heavy visual, like reading, but very low, like kinesthetic or what was the other one? There was another one, like body movements.
Yeah.
Like you learn by like physically doing it. You learn by reading about it. You learn by
seeing
hearing
pictures
about
of
You
it.
learn by seeing
Like
okay,
pictures
seeing
and
pictures.
graphs and stuff like that.
Demonstrations. Okay.
Yeah.
Graphs. Yeah. That's smart. Okay.
But yeah, I think we can end it
email?
there.
Email
Elliott.
us what your learning style is. Okay. Yeah.
That's enough. That's enough. We're done.
That's enough.
Cut it.
All right. Goodbye,
Shut it down.
everybody.
Uh-oh, my heart just stopped. Ah, there it goes.
How long is this gonna go on?